So now I would like to go to the next this process. But before I go to the process, I'll just avoid this vision mission and the value framework of guiding of NAAC, which is on the website. So you can go to the NAAC website and you can see that. So straight away we'll go to the accreditation process, how the NAAC accreditation process are done, and the main four to five flow diagrams, which at the end I'll be showing that. So that's the way we have to look into that. So when it comes to the NAAC accreditation process, they have 7 criteria. So like you'll see there is a matching of this criteria with NBA criteria also. So therefore, I was telling you that if you do your NBA criteria more meticulously, then NAC is not a big issue for you people. So therefore, I suggest that you see the 7 criteria which covers the academic, administrative and management activities of higher education institution. Then these 7 criteria, this is for university system I'm showing you. The 7 criteria are having key performance indicator or key indicators. So there will be 34 specific functional aspect covering these 7 criteria. So the key indicators covering these 7 criteria will be 34, and those 34 will have almost all 115 matrices. And out of these 115 matrices, the quantitative matrices are 79 and qualitative matrices are 36. Qualitative matrices are more subjective in nature. So therefore, you'll see that as I move across these slides, you'll see that how it is getting divided. Now, the 7 criteria are curriculum aspect, teaching, learning and assessment evaluations, research, innovation and extension, that outreach service, how you are helping others and how you are reaching out to the other people, infrastructure and your library resources, student support for their mentorship, higher education, placement, how holistically you are helping them. Then another, this criteria 6 is more towards the management, governance, leadership, how the policy are helping you to achieve those criteria which accreditation agencies are looking forward to, and the value of the institute values, ethics followed, and the best practices. How you have inculcated the best practices of other systems, and how what are your best practices, and how you have shared those information. So these are the 7 criteria. These 7 criteria will be now discussed under 34 key indicators. So yesterday, if you remember, I was insisting KPIs. The key performance indicators are very important. And here the key performance indicators are also having quantitative matrices as well as qualitative matrices. And therefore, that is almost all 115 matrices. You'll see this is for the university systems. Then this is a overall pictorial views how we proceed. But this at this stage I'll say that just have a look, because we'll go for this segmented wise flow diagram to be discussed for you at the end. So therefore I'll just skip this one, and we'll come back to this slide again. Now, coming to the first approach in the process is the registration. So the online assessment accreditation process flows is that Ajay, this is the overall things. If you see here, the first stage is to the higher education institute to first register them. Once you registered, you get a portal so that your IIQ, institutional internal quality assessment report, can be submitted. If this report is accepted, you are permitted for the self-study report submission. Then once the self-study report submissions are there are processes. I'll tell you what are the processes. Then if those processes, that DBB, other things are satisfied, then the pre-qualification is met, or the pre-qualifier requirements is met. If the pre-qualifier requirement is met, then the expert team, the visit is performed. So once the visit is performed, based on the visit report and the previous online assessment report, you will be graded, and accordingly the grading is declared. So there is a timeline which will be discussed in detail. So that is an online assessment process. So first is that your IIQA, that institutional internal quality assessment report has to be approved first. If it is not approved, it is rejected, then you have to submit, and in a year you can submit 3 times. So if it is accepted, then SSR are to be submitted within 45 days from the acceptance of the IAQA. So once you do it, then there will be a third party DBB clarification, and this clarification will take around 15 days. And if it's satisfied that you qualify in that, then the peer team visit or the expert team visit happens. So that's the way the total process is all about. Now here comes the situation. Like I was telling you that 7 criteria, 34 indicators and 150 metrics, it is for the university system. But if it is a UG program, you have 31 key indicators instead of 34. If it is a PG program, then you will have 32 key indicators. So matrices for UG is 93 because key indicators are reduced. Qualitative is 35, quantitative is 58. Similarly for PG, it is 96, qualitative is 36 and quantitative is 60. And we'll see what is this qualitative, quantitative as the time progress. So this is some summary sheet of the one table which will give you the overall ideas. If you are in a university system, then you will be graded under this category. If you are in the autonomous colleges, then you will have 34 key indicators. Your quantitative matrix will be 72, qualitative matrix will be 35. Again, if it is the affiliated colleges, then UG PGs are under in a different category. So in affiliated colleges, you will have 31 key indicators, and for PG 32, and this is the distribution as you see. So therefore, total matrices maximum for the university system is 115. For autonomous college, it is 107, and for UG program of affiliated colleges, it is 93, and for PG program, it is 96. Now the distribution of the wattage across the key indicators, because the ultimate score is that what grade you get and what is the wattage, that multiplication will give you the score. So those things also will be discussed. Now will be showing you that. So if you see here, there are 7 criteria as already I told you. Yesterday also I was telling you that each criteria must be subdivided into performance indicators, and you must give your importance for that. So here also the same thing. What is the first criteria? First criteria is curriculum aspect, because NAAC overemphasized on curriculum. Therefore, you must be, especially the autonomous college and the university system, you must be very careful about the curriculum aspect. Your curriculum design, review process, how the gap analysis is done, how the industry experts are involved, how the academicians from the other institutes are integrated to your curriculum development. All those processes are very meticulously seen. So therefore, you must ensure that your curriculum process passes through different filtering. The first is in your department level, then your institute level, then giving it to the industry people to give their suggestions, then from the external agencies like the experts from the outside, from the academic institute, as well as from the employer, and if possible, even alumni. So that the way when different inputs are given, again your core committee will sit, they will finalize the final curriculum, and it will be placed in academic council to get it through. So that's the way it is done. So the curriculum aspect is a very important aspect, and for university system, the wattage for the indicators is 50, whereas autonomous college also it is 50. But since the affiliated college, they don't have control over the curriculum, so curriculum design and development, they don't have any credits. But when it is a curriculum planning and implementation, since design is by the university autonomous college, so therefore this can be a criteria which you can, there is no wattage for that, whereas affiliated college it is 2020. Academic flexibility, that means how much flexibility, autonomy you have given to the student, giving the scope for the self-learning, giving the scope for learning, earning the credit from other sources. So that is also seen in this academic flexibility. Curriculum enrichment, that is the quality of curriculum, the inputs which you give through the curriculum. So that curriculum enrichment also needs to be addressed. So for all system it is there. Then feedback system on the curriculum, like you must be taking a periodic feedback. So therefore, if you see here in curriculum, the university marks is 150, autonomous college mark also 150, whereas for affiliated college it is 100 and 100. So the curriculum, out of 1000 marks, 150 marks is carried out in curriculum, out of which 20% wattage is given to the feedback system. So your feedback system must be robust, must be dynamic, and must have all the aspects which we discussed yesterday. Like all this feedback, when it is coming, it should be in a closed loop form. Whatever input is coming, you are incorporating that, and also remedial actions are being taken on that particular aspect. Then the second component is teaching, learning, and evaluations. So when we talk about evaluation, the assessment is also very much part of that. So the first is how you design the curriculum, then how you implement the curriculum. So the implementation of the curriculum is the teaching, learning. So when we talk about the teaching, learning, first we here in the key indicators are the student enrollment and profile. Why it is required? Because the profile of the students, what is the rank through which they have come into your institute, that gives an indication of how good is the student, what is the quality of the students. So if the quality of the student is good, all are high rank students, your teaching, learning will be different style. If you are getting the students who are very less ranked people, they need lot of inputs to be given by you, then your approach of teaching, learning will be different. So therefore, if you see here, the first component which is seen is what is the quality of my student, and second is diversity of students. Because if the students are from various region of the country, then your teaching, learning process cannot be regionally trapped. It cannot be regional oriented. It has to be a national approach should be there. But like I'll tell you one NIT when I visited, they had student from DOSA. Under the DOSA category, they get the foreign students. And one of the student from Morocco, Muscat, I think, if I remember correctly, one of the Gulf country student, she stood up and started crying in front of us in our team. She told that except the first few lines, they leave English, they start talking in Hindi, and we don't understand Hindi. And it used to be a scenario of in one of the NITs. So when your students are from different diverse zone, you cannot really go with a regional concept there. You have to take care, because suppose I am from Odisha attending a college in Andhra Pradesh, you cannot talk on going on talking in Telugu in your class after certain English words given to me, because I will not understand that. So ensure that if the diversity of students are from the different region, you have to go with a common language, and your teaching, learning approach will be different. So what is the teaching, learning process? What are the innovative approach you take? What are the new methodology you adopt? What are the resources you adopt? All those things are seen here. If you see, bearing the university system, rest of the system, it is a high wattage. The teaching, learning process is given a lot of wattage in other system. Then teacher profile and quality, definitely it is a parameter. If your teacher is good, PhD, research oriented, quality oriented, they are looking into the new aspects, they are dynamic, learning the things with time, then obviously the teaching, learning will be automatically taken care in that way. So therefore, if the teacher profile and quality is good, then we accept that yes, these teachers, these masses cannot deliver a substandard teaching, learning aspect. So therefore, if you see here, the teacher profile and quality is very much highly voted. Then the evaluation process and reform. How do you take your assessment? What is the quality of internal question papers? What is your quiz assignment you give? How in assignment you take care of the gaps, curriculum gaps? Like I'll tell you, these people, these affiliated colleges, they sometimes the good colleges, they are not in a position to deliver the inputs which they want to do, because the university has not permitted that type of inputs in the syllabus. Let me tell you, I was vice chancellor of a technical university, so around almost all 160 institutes. When you control, there will be good institute, there will be mediocre institute, there will be low standard institute. So you cannot make the curriculum that high standard because it will not fit into the certain institute. So therefore, you compromise with your curriculum, then you start accepting that yes, this is the curriculum which I have to launch from my university, even though you are not very much satisfied with that, but you have to take everybody along. In that situation, the affiliated colleges who are good, they can take care of these gaps in their assignment, in their laboratory experiments, in their project, in their quizzes. So there are many methods to do so. So therefore, your evaluation process and the reforms which you are taking to take care of these gaps must be visible, must be recorded, and you should be in a position to deliver accordingly. The student performance and learning outcomes needs to be studied well. And when you are talking about the learning outcomes, obviously the COPOs will come into picture. So you'll see that you'll also end up with the same thing what you do with your NBA in a different language here. Then student satisfaction survey is very important. It is separately taken. So the student satisfaction survey is also very high wattage value, because ultimately the feedback from the student when you go for a satisfaction survey, when the committee that takes this survey into account, they give lot of wattage to that. So this is the second criteria, the teaching learning. If you see here in the university system, it is 200, whereas in autonomous college and the affiliated college, it is highly voted. So the teaching learning is overemphasized in all the three areas, in all the three colleges, like autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges. Out of 1000, you are giving 350 in affiliated colleges and 300 in autonomous colleges. So this is very highly voted. The third one is research innovation. The research innovation and extension, or the outreach services, what do we say? So if you see here, it has 7 components. The key indicators are 7 here. So the first component is the facilities and the policies. What are the facilities you are having, and what are the policies which the university or the colleges have framed to facilitate the research ecoculture in the institute. So therefore, if you see here, in the university system, it is more emphasized, and autonomous institute also it is emphasized, whereas affiliated college, it is not voted. But research mobilization in research, yes, university system it is voted, autonomous it is reduced, but affiliated college it is mentioned. Why? Even if you don't have a that type of support system, but at least you go for your networking, bring the research mobilization for your research activities. So through your partnership and networking, you should be in a position to develop that collaboration. That is the reason why it is. Then innovations in university, it is more emphasized. Autonomous institute, it is, but in UG it is not rated, whereas PG it is emphasized. Research publications and awards. The quality of research, how many SCI publication, how many branded journal like IEEE, SCMSE, all those things you are having on Nature. So that is in university system, that is university since is more research oriented. So therefore it is highly voted there. Whereas autonomous college also gets good wattage for the research publications. Undergraduate less, but PG again is given more emphasized. So therefore, this is a factor you must keep in your mind, that these paid journals, the journals which are not peer reviewed, the journals which are not having the better citation index, those journals are not rated well in this type of research publication. So try to publish in Scopus or this Web of Science, SCI publications, this that, so that you will get more wattage in this particular component. Consultancy for the affiliated college, it is more or less avoided, but other two, like university and autonomous college, they expect that consultancy you should take up. Outreach program or the extension activities must be taken care seriously. Affiliated college, rather it is more emphasized here that the outreach programs for you should be more, and it is therefore it is a highly voted one. If you see the for UG program, since you have been given exemption in some key indicators, So therefore, the outreach program and your networking is more emphasized there. And collaboration, more or less, they expect that university systems, autonomous college, and affiliated systems should go for better collaboration. The fourth one is infrastructures and learning resources, where basically the library aspect is more emphasized. So one is your physical facilities, classroom environment, laboratory space, laboratory equipments, and the ambience, other facilities like the power sports, all those facilities, physical facilities, almost all if you see that it is required in all the places. Therefore, all are equally voted. Whereas library learning also they expect that everybody should have good library, digital resources should be good, learning resources should be good. So therefore they are also equally voted. IT infrastructure, again now since in the digital era, IT infrastructure is another component which is more emphasized. So therefore IT infrastructure is also a requirement. Maintenance cannot be compromised. So maintenance in the campus infrastructure, ambience is part of that. So therefore, all university, autonomous college, and UGPG all are given 100 marks, 100% wattage here. Now, student support system or progression. This, if you see here, student support, student progression, student participation activities, and alumni engagement. In this case, we expect the affiliated college to be more aggressive. So that is the way the UGPG is highly voted. Student progression, when we are talking, because the research environment is better in university system, in autonomous system. So therefore, they expect that this system should more emphasized. Student participation activities also, they want in the UG level, they should be given more exposure, and PG level also equally good. So therefore, the high wattage is given in that places, where in affiliated college, the compensation of research and other facilities which they have limitation compared to autonomous institute and the university must be compensated, allowing the students to participate in various activities, preferably outside your institute and outside your state. Alumni engagement, almost all everywhere same. So that's the way the voting is all about. Governance leadership, if you see, more or less, it is same, almost all for all the places, and the voting is across is for a total marks of 100. So that is the way the institute vision and leadership. Strategy development, yesterday I was telling that you should have a strategy document for yourself. Faculty empowerment strategy, like how you are having a plan. Even staff's empowerment are also seen nowadays. So these are the internal quality assurance system that IQSC must be functional. So that's the way it is there. The seventh criteria is institutional values and best practices. So if you see the social responsibility, best practices, institutional distinctiveness, that how unique you are in different way. So all those things are seen as the criteria 7. So if I look at this criteria, many of the sub criteria, you're part of the, look, the faculty empowerment, which is part of the governance here. The faculty empowerment is part of our criteria 5 of NBA. The financial resource mobilization management is part of governance 10 criteria of the NBA. The quality assurance is very much part of our all process of your criteria 1 to criteria 3. Leadership is again our criteria 10 of NBA. Student support system is your criteria 9 of the NBA. So if you see this student support system, infrastructure is basically criteria 6 of the NBA. And research innovation, the consultancy, publication, these are criteria 5. Collaborations, all those things are criteria 5 of the NBA. Teaching learning, the enrollment is part of the criteria 4. Catering to student diversity, again criteria 4. Whereas teaching learning process is criteria 3, sometimes in criteria 2. And evaluation process, all these are criteria 2 and 3, this is taken care. And curriculum design here is your program curriculum, you know, criteria 2 is your program curriculum. So that the way, if you see, your majority of NBA sub components are part of this. So even though it is institutionally seen, if you are programmatically good, then very well you can score there. So therefore, I'll suggest wherever the people are going for NAAC, prior to that, if possible, finish your NBA of each department. So that will really strengthen your approach towards NAAC, and you'll really will get good score when the NAAC team visits to you. So in a summary, this is in one place. If you see, our total marks is 1000. In this 1000, this is the distribution which already we have discussed. This already I have discussed different type of key indicators. Let's now coming to the quantitative matrix. In the quantitative matrix in the university system, if you see here, curriculum quantitative matrix is more, qualitative matrix is less. For curriculum aspect, qualitative matrix is 2 compared to 9 of quantitative matrices. Teaching learning 6 compared to 13. Research innovation is 4 compared to 25. So qualitative matrix for research innovation is very less. Infrastructure more or less same. Student support system, again it is 2 with respect to 10. Governance leadership, here the qualitative matrix is more. Your governance, management, leadership, which is subjective in nature, they want it should be more qualitative way, and therefore its qualitative matrices are 9. Institutional value practice, again it is more than the quantitative matrix, because if you see, the qualitative matrix are overemphasized for last 2 criteria, that is criteria 6 and 7, and they are more than the quantitative matrices. Then this is for the autonomous institutes. Autonomous institute more or less you'll find the same as what the university systems are having. Then for this affiliated colleges also, if you see, last 2 are same. It is overemphasized. Governance and institutional value practice is qualitative matrix is more than the quantitative matrix. So therefore ensure that the subjective documents which you prepare for governance, criteria 6 and 7, qualitatively explained well. So that is the extension summary which will be writing for qualitative matrices should be written properly and more, not ambiguity in the statement. It should have a clarity. It should give the inside story, what is being practiced, what are the best things happening, what are the new policies you have adopted, how the policy are dynamically getting changed. All those things it should reflect. Then only you will score better wattage matrix marks in these matrices. So this is the matrices which are looked into in terms of your quantitative and qualitative. Now 2018-17 onwards, when they revised, the frameworks comes out with a system generated score, because system generated score is about 70%. Pure judgment is 30%. And the third party validation is the DBV. The data validation and verification, which is done by third party. I'll show you the flow chart how it is done. So whatever data you are giving. So here actually you should be very clear. You should be very clear. You should give your information in a very clarity way, so that the third party doesn't get confused and your DVD gets through. Because this pre-qualifier is the DVD, the validation and verification aspect. So unless you qualify pre-qualified, then the PTV will not be there. So therefore, if you see here, the system generated, when you put your SSR, will come to that, the system will generate a score, and there will be a pure judgment on that. So 30% will be taken from that, and 70% will be from your online evaluations. So that's the way the scoring, the grading will be done. It will be taken wattage from this, and the grading will be done. I'll show you that how it is done. Don't change. I'll tell you, don't do here. Don't change your template. Never do that. And whatever template is there, try to go and fill up the SSR in that. So you have to take care that templates are not changed. Then within a affiliating universities, you have constituent college who are like department of the university. Then affiliated college, again in affiliated college you have a government category, you have a private category, private added, non-added, purely self-financing, autonomous college. So different categories are there, and the evaluation process varies from different category to different category. So therefore there are different type of manuals. So these manuals are to be seen. One of my slide will speak on that manuals. So which manual is following part of your requirement, you must follow that. Then coming to the institutional informations for quality assessment, IIQA. This institutional quality information assessment, the information for quality assessment IIQA, this is the first stage. Once your portal is ready, this information to be submitted. So now the process of IIQA is that first registration, then your IIQA application, which is already a template is there, you have to fill up that, give the fee and submit IIQA. Clarification of IIQA also may be there. So they may ask for the clarification, give the clarification on that. So once you give the clarification, there will be either acceptance or rejection. So if the acceptance is there, then you move to the next stage. Rejection is there, that means you have to change again, and you have an option of submitting thrice in a year. So this is the first stage after the registration, and you'll get this type of this screenshot is shown here. You'll have this type thing. After completion of registration, an auto-generated email to the registered email ID which contains a link for the activation along with the login credential for accessing the HEI portal. So a portal will be created in your name and a link will be provided to you. Your login credential will be provided to you. So you have to go for this login credential, and within this is valid for 7 days. So you have to go to the portal and start working for your IIQA. So on successful completion of registration, a HEI portal is created which is specific to the institute. For all future submission, HEI may log into their portal. So you have to see that this portal is having the password. You should remember that. Then in case you forget, there is a helpline to help you. Need not worry. Then the institute has to submit, once this is done, the institute has to submit the IIQA. The institutional information quality assessment needs to be submitted. And basically, this is the tab where the basic eligibility is seen, affiliation compliance is seen, profile information is seen, academic information is seen, and some quality informations are also seen. And after filling on this heading, then you have to pay the fee. So this is the present fee, and the documents which are asked for, I'll show you what are the documents asked for. So that documents you have to upload. So the portal is something like this: institutional information for quality assessment. If you go to the portal, this is something like that. You will be seeing. So accordingly, go on filling, and there you'll find that the list of documents which will be asked to be uploaded. Latest affiliation letter from the affiliating university, latest recognition approval letter from the statutory body like AICTE, UGC, like that, UGC 2F 12B, proof of uploading of all AIC data, that certificate in that regard, and if there is a change of name, then proof of that. So those documents are to be uploaded. Then also upload your annual quality assessment reports. So for first cycle, when you are going for the first cycle, then you have to submit 4 AQRs. If you are going for the second, third cycle, then you have to submit 6. So this first cycle is your 4 AQRs you have to submit, and then the self-declaration, accordingly your documents have to be uploaded. Now, this is the different manual which I was referring. That you belong to what category? Are you a health science university? Are you a simple university? Are you autonomous college? So therefore, different manuals are there in the NAAC website. So before entering into the portal, going for the registration, you must go through the manual very meticulously, because that manuals elaborately explains how to proceed in this process. So you must look into these manuals, different manuals which are available. Then if after the IIQA is uploaded, then if it is accepted, within the 45 days of acceptance, you have to submit the self-assessment report. So the student satisfaction survey and the SSR are to be submitted. So SSR is self-assessment report. Triple S is student satisfaction survey. So these are the documents to be uploaded as per the portal within 45 days. And if it is rejected, then you can go for Again applying, and maximum 3 times attempt is allowed in a year. So without the fee, because already you have paid the fee, so therefore without the fee, 3 times in a year you can try for that. So that is the thing. So IIQ application process is something like this. So if you see here, the IIQ application process is basic institution eligibility, then affiliation, then academic inputs, support by uploading the essential document, application fee, then higher education institute document verifications. So in case of rejection, IIQ application HI may resubmit. That is possible. But now, based on this, whatever document they have asked for, this document to be uploaded. Based on this, when the documents are uploaded, if it is accepted, then SSR applications portal can be uploaded. If not, then you have to go for this next process. So that's the way the IIQ. There is also a support help desk. In case of any doubt, you can try to give your input in that, and they come back to you. So they have a good dashboard for support, and you can try this dashboard if you have any confusion, and accordingly they will help you. Then if your IIQA is accepted, then you get a letter like this. Something like this will be displayed, and it will be said that your SSR has to be submitted within 45 days along with the student satisfaction survey report. So this is a letter which you will be getting. Then also you'll get this message in the portal, which the portal you can access because you have the password. So in your dashboard also it will be available. So this already I have explained to you. Then going for the preparation. So it is like once the IIQ information is uploaded, then you have to work upon on this metric data, because the KPIs or the key indicators, they are associated with metrics, and those metrics data are to be meticulously filled so that the SSR submission can be possible. So before going for the SSR submission, you must have a dummy type of actions so that your data are properly put in the SSR's report, and you are not actually going with any ambiguities or false data, because if you are going for the false data, a lot of explanations are called. In NBA, there is a lot of stringent action. NAAC is yet to introduce this type of stringent action, but explanations are called. Then after that, it goes to the third peer's review of the data for its validation and verification, which we call DBV. So once you get verified here, then you qualify in the pre-qualification. Once you qualify in the pre-qualification, then the peer team visit or PTV happens. And once the PTV happens, then it goes to the outcome stage, that is your assessment and evaluation stage. So coming to the SSR. So the submission of SSR comprise of two aspects. One is quantitative, one is qualitative and quantitative. As already I've shown you, qualitative parameters is less, quantitative parameter is more. So you must focus in that. And when you upload, this same SSR must be uploaded on your website, because when you upload to the portal of NAAC, so you will get a PDF of that, and that PDF SSR must be also uploaded on the institute website, because anybody who wants to see that this is the SSR which you are claiming on the NAAC portal, your stakeholder may like to see that what data you have entered, whether it is true or any things to be added. So your stakeholder, general public would like to see that. So therefore, this is a mandatory requirement. Some institutes sometimes they forget this. So ensure that once the SSR is submitted, the PDF of that SSR must be available on the website of the institute or the university who is submitting for NAAC accreditation. Then before going for this, you must go through the standard operating procedures so that you don't get confused in that. Then the SOP will help you to know how to include, what not to include. So basically the quantitative and qualitative metrics, when you are preparing, the SOP gives a lot of support in that respect, so that you get a clarity how the matrices are handled. So I personally feel that you go through the manual before entering into the data entering stage. So you must create a dummy type of documents for you, going through the complete process, then start feeding from that particular process. Then there is a executive summary requirement. So this is the executive summary is very, you have to do it within 5,000 word. So the executive summary needs to be very precisely written, because you giving an introductory note, criteria summary, your strength, weakness, opportunity, and challenges are concerned, SOC. Then any additional information about the institute which your portal has not facilitated you to be uploaded or taken into account in your portal, and also overall conclusive explanation about the institute functioning. So this is a very good 5,000 words option for you to explain you more, because some cases the portals are already the fields are defined. Even if you have some good things to be told or spoken, it is not permitting you. So therefore the executive summary allows you to fill up that gaps. So this executive summary must be iterated many times to make it optimal, and it should go through a multiple way of discussions. Then only you submit it. Otherwise haphazardly if you do that, you'll miss certain parameters. Now now going for the wattage in the curriculum design and development, when we are talking the criteria, one curriculum aspect. So if you see, these are the micro details. Curriculum design and development, when you are talking relevance to local, national, regional, global needs, that means how your curriculum is diversified to embrace the different type of requirements or the demands, how the POs and COs are offered by the university. So you have a NBA type of approach here. Then the percentage of program or revision carried out, courses with focus, competency, employability, and entrepreneurship. That means what is the skill oriented, hands-on courses, employability oriented courses, because some are going to be knowledge oriented, some will be competency oriented. So how much is competency oriented? When it comes to the flexibility, how much CBCS, your choice based credit systems, which is permitting now, multiple entry multi exit system has come, so it will lead to ABC. So these are all part of this particular academic flexibility. When we talk about the enrichment, then how many cross-cutting issues or value-added courses have been offered, how you have integrated the industrial requirements, how you have integrated the industry to yourself. Do you have an industry supported lab? Are you taking industry as the students are visiting industry for conducting their labs or internship? All those things are seen. Then the structure feedback on curriculum. So this is a feedback system which is dedicated for the curriculum. So these are the micro details. If you compare that with your NBA, you'll see a lot of parity exists between NBA and NAAC, these key indicators. So that way, if you are well versed with your NBA activities, you will also not miss the NAAC requirement. Going to the teaching learning, if you see it comes the student ratio and diversity. Inclusiveness comes under reservation. Whether you are giving the benefit to the economically weaker sections, and so those government reservation policy are implemented or not, those things are seen here. Diversity, when it comes that how you have taken care of the different aspects, different regions, people, slow learners, advanced learner, distinct them, and how are you taking care of their requirement. And SFR, that student to faculty ratio with respect to the full-time teachers. So that gives a clear-cut indication how much personalized interaction or personalized learning is possible. Teaching learning process, mainly here it is emphasized on digital learning, ICT based learning, and how student centric approach, including the mentorship. These are part of your NBA component also. Teacher profile, already I've told you that already higher degrees holder, good quality profile that helps you us to judge your institute or university in a better way. When it goes to the aspect of evaluation and process, if you see here, number of days, by what time you give them the examination report, student complaint or grievance is addressed, and how much time you take for that. Is there a automation systems existing? How your checking is taking place? Is there examination management system or online examination system? Online copy checking is available? How transparency is there? How much convincing options are open for the students so that they don't doubt on our assessment and evaluation process. And student performance, obviously, it is graduate attributes. So basically, it is the outcome, how you are stepping or what type of goon you want to. So here you see attainment has come. Attainment with respect to program outcome and PSOs. So therefore, the people who are having a good understanding of NBA can do justice to this section, and they can explain way also. The attainment of program outcome calculation can be done in the same way. Program specific outcomes can be done in the same way, and incremental performance pass percentage is basically it is academic performance. Yesterday, success rate we were talking. So this is basically the success rate approach which we see. Then the student satisfaction survey should be online. You must have an online process of getting the student satisfaction survey, because offline student satisfaction surveys are not given weightage, neither it is considered well. Then research component, if you see whether you have a promotion research promotion policy or not, do we provide seed money, do we have support system for JRF, SRF, postdoc research, and what type of incubations approach you have done, how much research facilities you have created, whether your department is recognized by all these research bodies like ICMR, DST, FIST, all those things. So they therefore the good university must try to get FIST projects and must get involved in this that DSIR certification, DST certification, so that you are recognized research center for them. Research mobilization, like how your grants are being managed from other government sources, what collaboration networking you're doing with the other teachers. So how much government grants you are having. So here all those things, how you are mobilizing your financial resources and also network resources for that. Innovation, so even though it is written in terms of money, even if you are in a position to create your network facilities where the instruments of other research centers are utilized by your students, your scholar, that is also part of the resource mobilization. Innovation of ecosystems, so obviously, as you know, the entrepreneurship, startup India, make in India, these are all part of that. How IPR is strong, what is the support for your patent filing, if there is awards and recognition on receipt of the patent, technology transfer, all those things are part of this particular component. Then publications, quality publication, patent right, book, chapter, international books, H index, Scopus H index, generally we look forward to here. And that's the way, like the revenue generated in terms of consultancy, that is a component. Outreach point of view, when we go for extension service, outreach activities, what type of outreach activities your students are involved in, what is the social responsibility they have shouldered, how your university or institute is taking care of the areas which are looking forward to your support, how much financial support you are having, what is human support you are having, what are the learning support you are having, all those things. And collaboration networking is part of that. That is the and number of MOEs. Sirf signing MOE is not important. How the that is a part which needs to be discussed and shown that this is the type of MOEs which you have done, which you have already implemented in that way. Infrastructure resources, these are all investment oriented. So if you are in a better investment, then you can really utilize that. Definitely, IT infrastructure is given much wattage. So better you go for the better IT infrastructure. Student support systems, mainly for competitive examination preparation. This is a support system which is very highly appreciated. So ensure that you create this type of competitive examination systems for yourself, and redressal, grievance redressal cell must be actually performing well. Then student participation, different type of clubs, student council, the student bodies, and how they are participating in state level, regional level, national level, all those things are seen. And alumni contribution must have a registered alumni association, and there is not only just simple alumni party in a year, alumni must be involved in curriculum implementation, curriculum design, giving support system to your students. So it is in a broad way, it is nowadays seen. Leadership governance is how much your management is involved, what is the decentralization process, how much delegation of powers are there, whether there is a strategic plan, vision, mission from that side, and policies are in place or not, if the service rules are followed or not, appointments are through a selection process, and it is following the regulatory bodies requirements, and all those things are part of the governance, which already yesterday in NBA very elaborately we have discussed. And financial management again is a part of the governance, you know that. So obviously how much mobilization for fund is there, optimization, it is allocation of the budget and utilization of budget, both are seen very carefully. And also how your IQSC is performing, whether your IQSC is established, whether it is streamlined, whether it is having a periodic meeting, all those things component yesterday when we were talking about the IQSC, because the wattage is 30% need not to be lost. So then when it comes to the values and best practices, gender equality, how you are environmentally conscious, inclusions, and like how providing inclusive environment, tolerance, harmony towards cultural, regional, linguistic, communal, socio, and other diversities, human values. And now since Indian knowledge system is part of that, it will be falling under this also category. So you have to take care of that. In the best practices, at least 2 to 3 best practices must be shown, implemented, and documented in that respect must be uploaded. And if you have some unique distinctiveness, that should be in your executive summary also. Here you must be in a position to put that in the matrix. So that is the way that 1000 score, this total wattage which we are having. This is the way the micro details are there. Then quality indicator frameworks, when we are talking, then QIF metrics, this is the type of portal. Let's say I'm talking a case for student support system. In the student support systems, you'll find some direct type of database which will be submitting, and some are like this objective type. Number of capability enhancement and development scheme. The options are given, and you'll see that these are the number of capability enhancement and development scheme: guidance for competitive examination, career counseling, soft skill, remedial coaching, language, bridge courses, yoga and meditation, personal counseling. There are eight schemes which have been plotted here. For you, the options are 7 or more, 5 or more, 3 or less, 6 or above, 4 or above. So when you are going for this option, so accordingly your documents are to be uploaded. So first you have to claim, then you have to upload the document. So in addition to this, any additional information in this respect you want to put, that option is also there, and you can upload that document as a proof. So this is the type of portal which will be opening for you. Then you have to do the activities in that way. Similarly, institutional values and best practices, you'll find a portal like this. Institute shows gender security sensitivity in providing facilities such as safety, security, counseling, common law. So then you have a paragraph to be written and documents can be uploaded for that. So there are different type of approach. When you go to the SSR developing curriculum aspect, this is a screen like curriculum aspect related curriculum design and development, which is the first part of curriculum. So your screenshot will be like this, and the screen will be opening up for this type of situation. So that's the way your portal will look like for you, and you have to really go for putting this. Whatever you will be missing the portal, your executive summary will take care of that. When you are talking about the quantitative metrics, the quantitative metrics looks forward to last 5-year data, average percentage of last 5-year data, multiple choice question, current year data, and current year data ratio also. So multiple choice question, already I have told you, I have shown you one of these things. Directly current data can be asked, and current data with a ratio form also can be asked. You'll see that, like how the quantitative metrics data are built up. For example, under 3.1.3, that criteria 3, section 3. So the number of seminar, conference, workshop conducted by the institute during the last 5 years. So basically the number of seminar, conference conducted for the last 5 years. So year 5, all the 5 years, let's say 23, 22, 21, 2019, and number of things. So here it is directly from the table which they are asking will be given. Data requirement as per data template, name the workshop seminar, number of participants, date from which to what, link to activate report on the website. And file description upload is report of the event, any additional information, list of workshop seminar during the last 5 years, data template. So you will go to the data template and upload this. Report of the events also are being asked. So be careful when we are putting your reports also have to be put in that. Then average percentage for last 5 years when we are asking, then there is a formula. So the same average percentage of the seat filled against seat reserved for various SC, ST, OBC or Divyang as per applicable reservation policy of the government. Then when you are putting this, then the formula will be used that what is your average which you will be getting. So the average component formulas based on this will be filled up in that. Multiple choice is like this. That library resources they are asking that do you have this type of e-resources? Then you will be giving this yes, more than 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the uploading of the file is required. Also, detail of membership, detail of subscription, those things data are required for last 5 years. And file descriptions are also to be mentioned. So the quantitative matrix, if you see, very elaborate way you can read. Current year data when we talk, percentage or days uses library by teachers and students, footfalls and login data of online access. So this is current year data, means कितना बच्चे जाते हैं library में, how many teachers are accessing. So all those things, and there is a formula given by them to answer this particular quantitative matrix. Current year ratio when we are talking, ratio of mentor to students for academic and other related issues. Number of mentors, number of students. Yesterday we are asking that for your students, how many mentors are there. So formula for mentor mentee is there. File descriptions have to be. So you'll find sometimes the data is based on the online data which are available for current year. Some data are multiple question through, some are ratio through. So like that they get the different type of data for. So qualitative metrics, as already I have told you, the institute ensure effective curriculum delivery through a plan and document process. Write description in 500 words. That is what I was telling. The qualitative matrix is more subjective in nature. So the qualitative matrix to be written very nicely. If you see the qualitative matrix are more towards words. You have to write. So you must go for multiple iterations to give lot of information in this 500 words, so that you require lot of iteration to optimize your writing process, so that all the information which you wanted to give them are taken care. So this is a very sensitive process which here needs to be addressed. Similarly, institute integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to gender, environment, human values, professional into write in 500 words. So many things in 500 words, very difficult to write. So therefore, multiple times you have to write. So your team should sit and these qualitative metrics are to be written. So qualitative metrics also get a substantial wattage. Then they coming to the score calculation. How the scores are calculated for qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics you see. Now, institute integrates cross-cutting issues related to genders environment. As you know, this is a qualitative matrix. Here it is written qualitative matrix. So the peer review performance of the institute is peer reviewed based. Matrix wise grade point is 3. Matrix wise wattage is 10. So matrix wise wattage into the matrix wise grade point becomes 30. So they got 30 out of maximum possible score of 40. Similarly, the number of value added courses imparting transferable or life skill upward is quantitative matrix. Percentage of students undertaking field project or internship is 0. Wattage is 5, so ultimately score is 0. So it is basically like what is the wattage. Already the wattage matrix I have given you in the table. You have seen that. What is the grade point you are getting, and that multiplication will give you the final grade point which is possible from a maximum score. So that is the way the score calculation is done. And in case of curriculum enrichment, you see there is a different way. There is a benchmark values kept here. Number of value added courses for imparting transferable and life skill offered during the last 5 years. It is a 10 score. So now anything benchmark value greater than 4 if it is AA. Between AA to BB it is 3, D to C it is 2, D to C it is 1, and less than D is 0. So based on this, then the calculation takes place, because each is assigned a score. So accordingly, this matrix takes care of this thing. What I would now discuss the optional matrices. Actually, you can also opt out of the total matrices. Certain matrices may not be applicable to you. Not applicable matrices, which I was telling you. So the not applicable or non-applicable matrices, up to 30, up to 3% you can opt out. That if it is not, because many of the field will be matching you, the fields which are not directly matching, absolutely you are nothing there. So this will reduce your average. Therefore, better to opt out from that, and this 3%, maximum 3% you can opt out. Matrix with maximum of total 10 wattage for criteria can all be opted out. All matrices criteria of 1 to 7 are essential. There is no opting out option here. Opting out option is possible in 3, 4, 5, 6 criteria. So out of 7 criteria, only in these criteria it is having option, but not in 1, 2, and 7 criteria. Then coming to the data validation and verification. This is DBB. DBB is that very important aspect. The quality metrics of the self-study report which you will be submitting sent for DBB process, except the student satisfaction survey. Student satisfaction survey is not sent for peer review. So this is that DBB stage. So data validation verification is something like this. Data template to be correctly filled. Your website must be functional, because during this time the peer reviewers, they go through your website to cross check, fill the response within 15 days of verification period. Data not to be hosted in Google or any drive, no password. If the data is more than 5 MB, institute can host in their website and share the link. And please go through the SOP before going for the data entry. So data validation and verification is a very important process of the NAAC. Once you fill up your SSR, this is also a very important process. Be careful on this particular thing. Then type of quantitative matrices are block year, direct derivatives, formula based current year, and option based, that is choose the best applicable option. So we have direct derivatives, formula based, which I showed you, choose that is a multiple choice based, and also type of slots, year wise, last 5 years. So that is the way it is done, because they look forward to 5 years data. Type of quantitative matrix for block year, direct derivatives, number of value added course for imparting transferable life skill offering last 5 years, wattage is 10. Then formula based is this, already I've shown you, and option based, like multiple choice option based, also we have shown you. Then year wise, like demand ratios, that is again formula based. Something will be option based, something will be directly. So data for so you have to see which are to be handled formula based, which are to be multiple choice based, and how to go about it. So data validation and verification, when you are doing, you will see that the data will be validated for 79 matrices for quantitative matrix, and so total matrices in universities are 115, out of which 79 are quantitative matrix. So it will be, this data will be validated for this quantitative matrix 79. So similarly in autonomous college, it is 72 quantitative matrix will be validated. In affiliated colleges 60, and in your UG program, PG program it is 60, and UG program it is 58. Institute found to be providing incorrect information data for quantitative matrices. During validation verification stages will be asked for clarification. There is a fixed time for the entire DBB process. Institute are supposed to respond within the stipulated time given by the DBB partners during the DBB clarification stage. So this is a time line based activities. you cannot delete as per your whim and wish. So you have to ensure that whatever time they are giving you, you have to answer within that time. So after submission of SSR within 8 to 10 days, clarification of SSR is sought by the DBB. 15 days time is provided for the institute to answer the clarifications. Institute should answer all clarifications within the required supporting document as requested by DBB. If the institute do not comply, if the institutions do not comply to clarifications of DBB's decision would be final. Within the completion of DBB, the score of QNM is finalized. The SSR is updated with the new values confirmed by DBB, and the response is recalculated with afresh values of DBB. So from the SSR, whatever DBB has been calculated, this is the stage where it gets changed, and that is the final which is uploaded for you. After DBB process, a DBB deviation report will be generated. So that extended profile deviation and matrices level deviation, both the things, because this extended profile deviation, that what summary sheet you have given, based on this you will be seeing, and matrices level deviation also will happen here. Status of each deviated matrix will be classified as follows: HEI classification accepted, changed after clarifications, DBP suggestion recommended, no answer, change. So that is the type of situation which is mentioned there. Confirmation of value being considered, these are the situation you see. No answer, change, value provided by the institution in SSR is accepted after satisfactory supporting document. DBP suggestion recommended due to the deviation in the input value and supporting document. DBB suggested new values to the matrix before clarifications. HEI clarification accepted, and changed after clarification is adopted. So that is the different stages, and this is what your matrices level deviation, if it is happening, this will be projected like this, and there will be finding of DBB report, and you will be given an option to put your response, and finally the status will be reflected in front of you that you have given a data. This data is given to the third party, the DBB. DBB has given their observations. Based on this observation, you started justifying yourself or accepted the things, and based on this, there is a status report which is generated. So this is the way the final DBB stage, you'll find that you'll come out like this type of things. When matrix level extended profile, when you see the number of student year wise is this, then affected matrices, what are the affected matrices? Finding of DBDs will be projected to you, response of HEI, then status no answer change. So no answer change, so like that it will be going if you are not giving the, if you are accepting and nothing, like here it is written the detail of number of student year wise during the last 5 years is provided in supporting document. So accordingly, it is accepted by the DBB team, and they changed, no answer change, like that they have accepted this. Similarly, again matrix level deviations, which the same procedure means these are different type of portals which are shown to you, the screenshot. So that is the way the final stage, your clarification is very important, but unless your data is clear, unless initially you have really taken pen and collected the all informations, then you will not be getting the right kind of answer for this clarification, and you will miss that. Now, how the response is converted to the score, you see that. The score is calculated applying the formula. The score classifies to a scale of 0 to 4 through a range value. The range value gets multiplied by the wattage of each question. That becomes the final score of the question. So the, let's say the response scale is 0 to 4, wattage is 10. So my response is, let's say score value is 2, then the final score is 20. So that is the way the multiplication, what is the scale which is used and how much wattage is given for that scale. So this is to be understood. What is DBB? It is a third party validation and verification of data provided by SSR. Whose data are to be verified? The data by HEIs, the data, which data are to be verified when we are talking. This is document uploaded by this upload stakeholder, feedback report, action taken report, all those things. Then the upload stakeholder feedback reports, these are the data, and who verifies the data? It is the third party agency. What happens if it is, if and if not discrepancies? So all those things are part of the DBB. So it is a third party operations, and I'll show you how the third party operation, this block diagram I'll show you. Now finalization, how it happens, you see, 70% of CGPS comes from quantitative metrics. DBB can be a game changer because any type of deviations will occur here only. So therefore, go for a very serious effort needed to answer the DBB clarification. I am repeatedly telling, there also in PowerPoint it has been mentioned. So DBB clarification is very important because so many data they will be going through, and if you don't give a clarity way of answering the clarification, then you miss this. This is a serious effort and generation of the deviation report. Old matrix value was 5, new matrix value is 4, change in percentage 20% decrease. Old report is 4.76. Now new matrices value is 7.14, 50% increase. It is not that always they decrease, they also increase. Percentage of full-time teachers who received award recognition is that, if you see, 50% increase also is happening in some cases. So it is not that the DBB report is always for reducing the score, it is also improving the score. So if the institute score is below 25, the peer percentage, if the DBB reports score is below 25%, then the peer team visit will not happen. So the institute doesn't qualify in the pre-qualifier. So if it is scoring above 25, only the peer team visits takes place. So your qualifying, pre-qualifying stage is your DBB report. So the DBB report, if it is below 25%, you don't qualify. If it is above, then you qualify. So if there is a pre-qualification qualified, then there is a peer team review. Otherwise, again, you go back to the same process what we have already told. So that is the way it happens. These are some standard procedures, profile, then student satisfaction survey. This is also very important. Online student satisfaction survey with record to teaching learning process comes under criteria. Key indicators are also mentioned with predetermined wattage, 30 for university, 50 for autonomous, and 60% for affiliated colleges. So this is student support, this satisfaction survey report, and this is the way the reports are generated, and there is a guidelines defined for you. You have to go through the guidelines, and accordingly only this sheet should made one Excel file with a maximum of 500 entries. Remember that. SSS will be completed in 30 days of simultaneously with data validations. So this cannot be delayed. The institute can encourage students to participate in survey, guide them about survey to make the SS possible within the given time period of 10 days time. I'll be sharing this slide, so I am just skipping this part so that you can go for the tea, and certain questionnaires aspect are also here. Then it comes to the peer team visit. If you qualify, then peer team visit takes place. There are certain norms written here, but I'll come to the state requirements, because these are the things. On-site visit, logistic, who will arrange what, how many days visit, how many experts, all those things are mentioned here. The peer team visit, there will be presentation by head of the institute, visit the department and their facilities. The peer team would like to interact with faculty, administrative staff, finance staff, students, alumni, and management. So the interaction takes place. Then they also visit to the career the placement cell, also the career guidance cell, health centers, other facilities, all these infrastructure facilities, and the draft report with the head of the institute, sharing the draft report. What report they will prepare, that will be shared with the head of the institute, and upload the PTRs in the NAAC portal. The visiting team report will be uploaded, and the declaration of results will be based on this, and quantitative metrics plus qualitative metrics plus student satisfaction report. Based on this, the outcome will come. The assessment outcome document will be generated. The assessment document The NAAC accreditation outcome document will have peer team report, statistical analysis both for this quantitative metrics, institutional grade sheet. So that's the way it will be available for the people. So you'll get this type of graphical representation in that. The high performance key indicators, low performance indicators. Then there will be a polar plot, which we say radar plot here. This is basically a polar plot based on the voltage value which you are getting, and the quantitative metrics are put in that particular polar plot. This is a polar plot. If you see, so the as you know, the scale is 0 to 4. So the maximum highest value is 4. Whoever is getting these dots, they are put in the high key indicators zone. Those who are in this 0, 0, 0 or 0.5 below 2, they are in the low indicator zone. Then the distribution of performance indicators are shown here. 0 to 2, this is the basically the low performance key indicators, which are the parameters which get less score. Then which are the parameters which is having the average, that is 2 to 3. This is distributed like this and it is shown in front of the committee. Then what are the high performance key factors, key indicators, that is shown here. So that is the way you will be seeing these particular parameters. And finally, there will be a graphical representation showing you the comparison of low KPIs or performance indicator and high performance indicators. And finally, the distribution of graphical distributions are so you get a faster information of where we start. Then the grading system goes like this. So if you are from 3.51 to 4, you are A++, and this is what is the grading system which you are aware of. So the result is announced only after the standing committee meeting is held, and these particular slides I took from the former advisor. So these are the flow diagram which is already available in the NAAC website. You can have a look. This is online registration process. This is for registration process. This is for IQA submission process. This is for SSR submission process. This is for DBB process. This is for the student certification survey process. This is for this third party who will be doing the bibliometric data feed process, that DBB will be taking care of these informations. Then this is your the SSR for pre-qualification or the DBB part. So that is the way these are already available in the NAAC website. You can have a look to that. So at this stage, I stop here.